Paul Felder was not happy when he saw Joe Pyfers' controversial video he posted to his Instagram after he was forced to withdraw from his fight against Kelvin Gastelum at UFC Mexico due to illness. In the video, Pyfer criticized Mexico, calling it a shithole and vowing never to return.
The last thing I will address is, I don't care if it's offensive to you. I will never go back to that country. I did everything right. I slept in a tent. I did all this work to still get sick. Some people are saying it wasn't the food, saying I got altitude sickness. You know, I did everything that I could to prepare. And if that's what altitude and elevation is, that country, I will never fight there again. Not going back. Don't care if that's offensive to you. You're not the one fighting. Suck my balls, literally.
Paul Felder acknowledged Pyfer's frustration over the situation. However, he made it clear that this was not the right way to handle it. Felder believes Pyfer's comments were a poor reflection on him and an unnecessary way to express his disappointment.
Listen, I was not happy when I saw this, and I'll talk to Joe when I see him in the gym. I don't think this is the way that you should handle it. I even texted Sean this morning and I went, wow, geez, Joey's not trying to get any more fans. And he's like, oh my God, I won't say, we're just both kind of like, hey, this isn't the way to handle that. I know he's very upset about not being able to fight, and as he should be pissed off, but what do you gain? It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't bring anything back. When you're a professional fighter, things are going to happen. You're going to have to fight overseas. We are not an American company alone anymore. We are an international enterprise with the UFC. We are going everywhere and anywhere where it is possible. You know that. And sometimes you get sick and sometimes it sucks. But that could happen in Vegas, Michael. Do you know what I mean? That could happen anywhere that you're going to go out and you eat. It just sucks that you just happen to be the guy that got sick. And I feel for him, but saying suck my balls and all that kind of stuff. It just is a bad look, unfortunately.
Fight announcements. Dana White officially announced 2 title fights for UFC 316 last night. Rob Dvalishvili is set to defend his bantamweight championship in a rematch against Sean O'Malley. Additionally, Juliana Pena will put her women's bantamweight title on the line against Kayla Harrison.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Prudential Center in New Jersey. Tickets on sale April 18th on Ticketmaster. I will see you there.
Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree was slated to be the main event of UFC Kansas City. However, Jamal is injured, so the fight is being postponed.
So I just got off the phone with the UFC, and it appears that Jamal Hill is injured. It looks like I'm out of a fight, and it's going to be postponed. I don't know when.
Ian Gary versus Carlos Prates will now headline UFC Kansas City. This marks Ian Gary's second consecutive short-notice fight, as he accepted this bout on just 25 days' notice. In his previous fight against Shavkat Rakhmonov, which he lost via unanimous decision, he stepped in on 21 days' notice.
Right, it's official. You've got a new main event, Kansas City, Missouri, me versus Carlos Prates, April 26th. I'm excited. Why? The UFC go, we need someone. Who do we need? Who do we call? You call me. Why? Because I'm a real fighter who wants to fight the best in the world. I'm going to show everybody how good I am. Carlos Prates is awesome, but this is my world. I love to fight. There's nothing more I love in this world than fighting. Missouri, Kansas City, let's go. Ireland, get your tickets, get your flights. Brazil, get your tickets, get your flights. And Brazil, desculpa, vocês têm 2 brasileiros nessa luta. Vamos lá. Prates, vi você abril 26.
Dana White has announced that the UFC has partnered with Meta. Later this year, they will introduce a new fighter ranking system, which Dana is super happy about.
What's up, everybody? UFC and Meta just signed a massive long-term partnership. Meta will now become UFC's first ever official fan technology partner. This is great news for UFC fans. Why? Because this means that Meta will use all of their apps and technology like Instagram, Facebook, Threads, WhatsApp, and Meta AI to create amazing content and experiences for UFC fans. We've already started to work with Meta to create a new fighter ranking system that will debut later this year, thank God. We'll also be using Meta's AI-powered glasses to capture UFC content, and we're going to do things with Meta that will blow UFC fans away. The next few years will be an absolute game changer for fans of this sport. Stay tuned, everybody.
Robert Whittaker believes Kamaru Usman is in a challenging spot at this stage of his MMA career. At 37 years old and coming off 3 consecutive losses, Usman is facing an uphill battle. His most recent defeat came in October of 2023 when he dropped a majority decision to Khamzat Chimaev. Whittaker pointed out that with Usman's age and ongoing struggles with lingering injuries, it will be increasingly difficult for him to compete against the younger, hungry contenders rising through the welterweight division.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I just feel like he's just, the clock's ticking, man. It's ticking. I don't think he can sit out there. And there was rumors of injury all the way back, like when he was a champion, when he lost the title, when he tried to get the title back with Leon.
Yeah,
that he wasn't moving the same way that got him to the title.
There's been a lot of talk about his knees and everything. I don't know whether that's just rumors and gossip that he has to were you the one that said podcasts ago that he has to walk downstairs backwards?
I heard that. Rumors are bullshit though, right? Rumors are bullshit though. But he hasn't fought for a long time and he's getting on an age.
It's such a stupid rumor.
There's not, and like the guys that he's potentially going to fight are young, hungry dogs. Like Sean Brady's hungrier than ever now.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's.
I wouldn't want to be the person.
What about
Sean
Buckley?
Brady's way.
Like Buckley fight, you know, young.
Good point. Yes.
Young and hungry, dude.
Yeah.
Machado Gary, man. Like these guys.
Henry Cejudo remains adamant about fighting one more time in the UFC despite his recent setback. Cejudo is coming off a third-round technical decision loss to Song Yadong, which was stopped due to an accidental eye poke. He has since revealed that the damage to his eye was the worst injury of his career. According to Cejudo, he continues to experience double vision when watching TV or just looking down. In an interview with MMA Junkie, Henry said, "I never really saw the sport of mixed martial arts as kind of dangerous. I've been talking to my wife, and I think this could potentially be my last fight. One more and that's it. If I can run it back with Song, I would be happy with that, but if it's not Song, I would like anybody that the UFC is willing to give me. I want to be able to play with my kids. I want to be able to not lose an eye. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now, to be quite honest with you. I sound like a crybaby, but it's the worst injury that I've had. I got a second opinion. I actually went to Sean O'Malley's doctor, one of them. He said my eye would be good in a month, but then every time I watch TV or I'm looking down, I still see double. So it's been a month. It was a little pinky that went inside, and I'm still not 100%. So the doctor said it's looking like another month. Korean Zombie has the same symptoms, and it was the reason he had to retire. I'm seeing double. When I put my eye to a certain way, I'll see 2 feet. Luckily, it's only when I lay down or if I look down, but it took me like 5 days for my eye to stop seeing double when I got hurt. So it's not the fact that I couldn't see. I was just seeing 2 people. You don't know which one's which. So I could go out and reach it, and I'm catching the wrong thing. I got f***ed. I wanted to fight. I just wanted to fight with f***ing 2 eyes. I don't mind losing, but I don't want to leave getting hit in my freaking eyeball. It just can't end like that, and I'm grateful. I love Dana White and everybody. This isn't a shot at the UFC. They've given me a platform to really help out my family, to really put myself in a great position to where I could set myself up for the future. But at the same time, my health is number one above everything. I'm not sure what the UFC has planned. I definitely do want to fight sometime in the fall. Let my eye heal. They said another 30 days. But if it doesn't get better, I just don't know when I'll be back. I think this is the last one, and that's all she wrote." Chael Sonnen recently shared the backstory behind the infamous photo featuring himself, Jon Jones, and the rapper 50 Cent. According to Chael, it was actually 50 Cent who requested the picture with Jones, not him. However, after the photo was taken and later posted on Instagram, 50 Cent captioned it, claiming that Chael had photobombed them.
50 Cent asked Jon Jones for a picture. I was standing. John included me. John recognized the social awkwardness. He goes, "Oh, Chael, get over here." So I jump in there. I know I don't belong. 50 did not ask me for my picture. 50 puts it out on social media and said, "I was happy to meet Jones. This other guy photobombed my picture."
Shut up, Chael.
I was so embarrassed. Well, because it's the truth that hurts. That's exactly what happened. I knew he didn't ask me to be there. And I'm just hanging out. Then they're kind of like leaning their heads together, and I'm out and I'm trying to like, the whole thing was awkward, man. The whole thing was awful.
Darren Till has fired back at Mike Perry. Perry made an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show this week and claimed that Till turned down a bare-knuckle fight for $2 million.
I still can't believe that we didn't get the Till fight. And I thought you were going to say Till because he was supposed to be on that card that fell through and he's had his boxing match. How do we go through life with this fight not happening? It's like, it's right there. You're both out.
You know, it makes me crazy that Till said no to $2 million in bare knuckle, and then he fights Anthony Taylor and boxing for like, what did he get for that? Like $300K?
I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Darren replied to that saying, "I never said no, my friend. I said, let's do one boxing fight and let's do one bare knuckle fight. You and your manager never came back to me and my management, so it's on you. If you want to fight, I am here. You are more interested in being a promoter right now, whereas I am training every day, no distractions, and struggling to get opponents. KSI doesn't answer the phone. Tommy Fury doesn't answer the phone. Jake Paul, same thing. So if you really want the fight that is destined to happen, get your manager to contact Misfits, and we can make this happen as a co-promotion. Sound fair?" At Mike Perry, big dummy. Perry responded saying, "Let's make it happen this time." And Darren replied, "I am ready. Always have been." Former UFC flyweight contender Jessica Eye has officially signed with BKFC. Now 38 years old, Jessica last competed in the UFC in July of 2022, where she suffered a unanimous decision loss to Macy Barber. Before her departure from the promotion, she won just 1 out of her last 6 fights. In an interview with Ariel Helwani this week, she went on to say, "After they knocked on my door a couple of times, and I threw out some crazy numbers to them about wanting me to return, they finally came financially correct and motivated me enough to be like, you know what? Maybe these guys will take care of me in a way that I wasn't taken care of in my UFC fights, and that's financially rewarding." Conor McGregor has high hopes for Jessica Eye and BKFC. He posted a photo of the two together. He wrote, "She is in phenomenal physical condition, the best I've ever seen her, and I have shared many cards with her over the years. Look at her big bare fists and magnificent musculature. We are very happy to have Evil Eye at BKFC. We have high hopes for her, and she will be well looked after." Michel Pereira deadlifts 500 pounds for reps, while Sean Strickland can't pick it up off the ground once. Sean reposted the footage to his Instagram. He wrote 500 plus pounds. F***ing unit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vamos Michel, 6.
Dana White is receiving a good bit of backlash over booking the rematch between Merab and Sean O'Malley. Many fans believe O'Malley just simply doesn't deserve an immediate rematch. To read off the top comments on the official UFC post, this makes no sense. Sugar does not deserve an immediate rematch after only defending it once to Cheeto. Sean is just getting Dana White privilege button. This gotta be an April Fool's joke. I'd prefer to see Pantoja versus Merab. Dana privilege for O'Malley has to be studied, up there with Jones. The way he's been alley-ooped to the top is crazy. Dana thought he cooked with this announcement. How does O'Malley get an immediate rematch? Such a joke how they try to push him. And even O'Malley fans know he doesn't deserve this.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.
Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Niall Jackson. It's in reference to Zabit Magomedsharipov potentially returning to the UFC. It says, "What's with this new trend of fighters retiring in their prime, only to return when they're out of it?" The second one's in reference to Joe Rogan receiving some backlash after saying that he believes shots to the back of the head should be legal in the UFC. It's from DPulch3328. It says, "Saying Rogan doesn't do anything for the sport is also a very dumb comment." And the final one's in reference to the back and forth between Colby Covington and Paul Felder. It's from Bert. It says, "Colby is so irrelevant, he's beefing with Paul Felder."
Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.